Hello and welcome to Module 1. I just want to give you kind of a brief overview of what Module 1 looks like. This is the tail end of this first week. I am extending the due date into next week, Tuesday times, so that you've got a full week to work on this. But I wanted to kind of give you an update and show you kind of what it looks like. So first thing, I'm in module 1. Right now, nothing's published to you. It will become available tomorrow morning at 8. There's the overview, which is this video right here. So you're currently watching it and working. There's the grammar instruction research assignment. That will be the first assignment. And it looks like this. So what it's going to ask you to do is it's going to ask you to read some articles that I have provided to you. So they are attached in the actual assignment. So if you click on the assignment, the directions are right there, and then you'll notice that there's the rubric, and then down, if you keep scrolling, are the attachments. So make sure you scroll all the way up to the bottom, and there's the attachments that you'll need. Okay. So I wanted to just kind of give you really quickly, I wanted to kind of show you the books that I was working with for this project or this activity. So the first one is called Mechanically Inclined. It's Building Grammar, Usage, and Style into Writer's Workshop. I think this works really well for all grade levels, and it's a great kind of starting point. So this is the article that I personally would read first, but you're welcome to do anything in any order, okay? I am also going to post for you the table of contents in each of these, just so that you kind of know what else the book talks about in case you want to come back to it at some point. Okay. The other one that we're going to read from is from Kelly Gallagher, Write Like This, Teaching Real World Writing through Modeling and Mentor Texts. I would say this probably has more of a secondary feel to it. So you will probably feel that way about that, but take a moment to think about how it could apply to your grade level, even if it isn't based on your grade level. And then again, I will give you the table of contents in a little more detail in case it's something you'd like to look at more. In this particular one, we will read a portion of chapter 1, and then we'll actually jump down to chapter 8. So you'll notice that in the PDF that I skip through it and we go down to chapter 8. Okay. And then the last one that's required is a fresh approach to teaching punctuation, helping young writers use conventions with precision and purpose. I do think this is a little bit more elementary to middle school level. However, I think it's still important to kind of look at it in terms of how it could be applied to your classroom and your grade level. Okay. And again, I will do the same thing here. I will give you the close up of the table of contents so that if you're interested, you can go look at that closely. All of these books I got from my current school's library and or my own collection of texts. This was a book that they had extras in the elementary library that they let us just have. So it's probably in the library resource somewhere should you want to look at it a little bit further. The other two books that are on the options choice is probably a book you've seen often. It's the 6+1 Traits of Writing, and we are focusing only on the chapter that discusses conventions. So if you have that book in your possession, that's the only chapter we're really looking at. So I probably won't place the table of contents for these just because I don't think you'll need it. And then the other one that was a choice was the Traits of Writing, the Complete Guide for Middle School. So it was the same concept. I'm only doing the conventions portion in part 3 here for that. So those are the other two books that you can do. But those are choice ones. So on here, you'll see that I have Mechanically Inclined, Write Like This, and Fresh Approach to Teaching Punctuation as required. And then you have a free choice option here, which are the other two books that I showed you. And then finally, if neither one of these two books piques your interest in wanting to read, you could go out to this document here and I've provided several links to other research out there that you could look at. So feel free to pick one of these to read instead, okay? So when you come back here with each article, I want you to just give me a brief summary of the reading, kind of break it down. You do not need to write in complete sentences or paragraph form. Bullet points are just fine. Then I want you to kind of narrow down to 1 or 2 sentences here on the suggested approach to teaching grammar. What did each article really suggest as the way to teach grammar? Okay, so if you had to kind of take this summary and break it down into 1 or 2 sentences, that's what I'm looking for here. And then your personal takeaways, what did you take away from it? And then this is any lingering thoughts, questions, or concerns. Every time we read an article for professional development, there's always something that I feel like, okay, this is fabulous, but X, Y, and Z. What are your lingering thoughts? What are the questions that you still have? What are your concerns for each of the articles? Okay. When you're done with that, you'll go back into module 1 here. You've got your research findings discussion. This is just an opportunity to kind of take that document that you just finished and discuss with other individuals. And then finally, this is a grammar research reflection video submission. This is your opportunity to get a little personal with yourself in terms of discussing your current grammar practices and comparing them to the research. So what do you do in your current classroom, and does that fit the research that we just read? Do you think you need to make changes? What might you need to do to make changes with teaching grammar? So the idea is to reflect. You're just going to do that in a 2 to 5 minute video. If it were me, I might write down some of these questions briefly before I do the video so I don't forget. But it's also just an opportunity for you to just talk to me. But this is your chance to be personal and really look at what you're doing, and that way then you don't have to feel like you're sharing that with everyone else and comparing that to the current research. Okay, so that is for module 1. So let me know if you've got any questions. All right, good luck this week.